Good morning, everybody. I hope you all had a nice spring break despite this global pandemic we are experiencing. Welcome to my bedroom slash office here at home. Um, this is where I will be holding these weekly lectures going forward. Um, and so before we get started for today, I want to make a few announcements. Firstly, if you haven't read any of the announcements that I've posted on Canvas, please read them. So, and I will show you where to access that now. So you should be able to see my screen now, right? So here's an announcement on the major syllabus change. Right? All this says is the participation aspect of your grade and the debates that we were supposed to have at the end of April are no longer happening, right? And so that makes up about 20% of your grade. And that 20% of your grade will now be dedicated to the discussion forums that we will be conducting every week on Canvas, right? So this announcement just is saying we're no longer having debates and you're not being graded on attendance because obviously we're not meeting physically anymore. Okay? But there's this big reminder here. The first draft of your literature review, the third test, your second response paper, and the last draft of your literature review, those deadlines are not affected by this virtual learning, right? All those deadlines are the same. Those will still be major components of your grade for this class. And so those will be unchanged because those are all turned in on Titanium. I'm sorry, on Canvas. That's a typo. Okay, so that's the first announcement. Second announcement, the discussion forum posts. We will have 4 discussion forums this month, right? And so one is due April 1st, or that one will be on Congress. So the idea is you are, for April 1st, for this Wednesday, you will be responding to questions that I've posed, and there are required readings. So these are the 2 required readings for this week, both from the Washington Post. People love to hate Congress, why we should treasure Congress, and 3 reasons why Congress is broken. Right? So I have the PDFs on Canvas, so you have to read these readings. These are required readings. So the idea is you're reading the chapter 9 of the textbook, and you're reading these 2 required readings, and you will answer the questions of the week using these readings. That initial post will be due on Wednesdays, by the end of the day, by 11:59, right? Then you'll have 3 days. I think that's a reasonable amount of time. You'll have 3 days to respond to 2 of your classmates, right? And so those 2 peer responses are due by April 4th, or by the Saturday of each week, right? And so if you look at your initial post should be 200 words or more addressing the questions. And this will be graded out of 25 points, right? And then your 2 peer responses are 100 words or more, and they'll be graded out of 20 points. This isn't unreasonable, I don't think. So the idea is, I understand this is a very difficult time for everybody. It's been extremely difficult for me, as New York and New Jersey are really the ground zero of the coronavirus outbreak in the United States, right? It's just unbelievable what is going on back home for me. And I have some family and friends that are just overwhelmed with what's going on. And it gives me tremendous anxiety to see them going through this. Right? And so I'm sure for all of you as well, whatever circumstances you're in, whatever responsibilities you have. I'm sure we all have a lot on our plates. And for this transition from in-person teaching to virtual teaching to be as smooth as possible, we're not going to be conducting class synchronously. Right? This is going to be asynchronous. In other words, you're not going to be required to sit at your computer at our designated class time. You will be, you are really responsible just for your discussion forum posts and for watching the lecture. So I'll be posting a weekly lecture. And the idea is I don't want it to be too long because, to be honest, it's not very, it's kind of hard to watch a professor lecture for a very long time while you're sitting at home with all the responsibilities and distractions you may have at home. And I completely understand that. So ideally, each lecture will be kept to about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm just going to be talking about the main points of each chapter that I want you to know. I'll be also going over main points or highlighting each required article. And so it's really important that we really nail these discussion forum posts because I believe I put in another announcement. If you guys if you guys do a great job of these discussion forum posts, I am strongly considering canceling or transitioning your third test from an essay exam to a short multiple choice exam online, right? So in other words, if for these 4 discussion forums on the institutions, political institutions, Congress, the presidency, the bureaucracy, judiciary, if I see that all of you are really trying, are reading the readings, can really analyze and come up with your own perspective on these political institutions, then you won't have a take-home test. You won't have to write an essay test for the third test. I'll come up with some sort of short, I was thinking 25 or 30 question multiple choice exam that you can take on campus. And so that's sort of a little incentive. It's sort of a little dangling carrot for you in these next few weeks to really think about it. And I think it's a very attractive offer. And so I would encourage you to really consider that. Okay, so this third announcement, the weekly rhythm for the rest of the semester. I've also made these changes onto your syllabus, but I like it. I personally like it in a written format like this, right? So this is what it will look like, right? So today I'll be uploading this lecture on Congress. Your initial discussion forum post on Congress is due Wednesday. Then your 2 peer replies are due on Saturday. And then it'll be the same thing for the rest of the semester, right? For every week. And so here's this offer I'm giving you. Your test is on April 27th, right? Decision to be determined. I will determine whether or not your performance on the discussion forums has been worthy of canceling this essay test. Because I really want to emphasize that what we're experiencing right now is unprecedented. And I really want you to, it's normal to feel anxiety, depression, loneliness, uncertainty. And I want this class to really be, I don't want this class to cause you too much stress in this dire time. And so, although it's important that in this transition from in-person to virtual, that the quality of education is not compromised, right? We want to maintain this high quality of education that you receive at Chaffey. We do understand. I personally understand the struggles that everyone is experiencing under this pandemic. And so just an essay test. It sounds stressful, right? And I enjoy, although I enjoy reading them, you know, if you can just take a multiple choice exam online to basically go over and reinforce all these themes that you've learned and demonstrated in the discussion forums, then that's beautiful to me. That will suffice. Okay. Your second response paper. I haven't seen many people submit a second response paper. So please do that by the end of the day, the 29th. May 4th, there's this amazing article that I've been using every semester by Yoni Applebaum on Americans aren't practicing democracy anymore. And I wanted to really, I wanted to go over that, you know, actually during this month in class in person, but it's just not happening. So for May 4th, I want you to read his article and summarize it in an outline. I want you to outline his arguments. And I think I'm grading that out of 20 points. It's just sort of an in-class activity. You can do it anytime. You can do it right now if you want and then turn it in. That'll be due the end of the day on May 4th. And then May 6th, your literature review is due. And so the new syllabus is uploaded. Please, please, please email me if you have any trouble, any difficulty, any questions. If you really just want to chat, if you want to talk about life, talk about whatever, right? Shoot me an email. Zoom me during my office hours. I'm really flexible. So there's that. And then, I'm sorry I'm taking so long. I just want to go over these announcements in detail. Office hours, I'm going to start them officially April 6th. I should be around today. I'm not going anywhere. So if you want to Zoom in for office hours today at 1, I'll be on at 1 o'clock. So we can start today. Right? And so I'm going to end this video, this portion of the video, with these tips. Like I've told you, it's really been a trying time for everybody, for me personally, because of where I'm from. I'm from New York City. I'm from New Jersey, and so the amount of anxiety I have just, you know, FaceTiming or talking to my parents every day on the phone, calling other family members and friends that live in Manhattan. It's outrageous what's happening there. It's like a war, right? Trump is calling himself a wartime president. It is. And what is unbelievable is that this enemy is invisible and it doesn't discriminate. So everyone's at risk. And so here are just some tips that I've posted that have really helped with mental health, with anxiety, with physical health too. It's important to get exercise. So firstly, get plenty of exercise, whether you're stretching or walking or dancing. I posted a clip here of Rajyo Taiso, which is, I'm half Japanese, so it's a sort of Japanese exercises you can do in the house. So it's great. Try some sort of meditation. You know, I'm personally, I'm a Buddhist, and I practice an active meditation. So I don't just sit there. I chant a mantra. But you could either chant some sort of mantra. You can be quiet and just say Om. There's plenty of different types of meditation. Focus on your breathing. Make sure your muscles are relaxed. These are all ways to ensure that you feel relaxed, and it really does help with anxiety. And so I would do that. Number 3, like I said, if you're at the computer a lot, stretch, walk around. Make sure that you're not just stationary all day. And most importantly, and this is where I'll end this portion of the video, I know for class, I made you read current events every day, or at least twice a week for class. And I think I didn't ask for much. I asked for 10, 15 minutes a day, just so you can come to class to have something to share and be able to form an opinion on it. And although there's no real way to enforce this now that we're learning from home, I want you to do two things for me. I want you to still read the news, right? And so I'm going to share. I use Google News personally, right? The top stories, obviously, coronavirus is a top story, and you get a lot of local news too, which is pretty nice, right? Maryland has finally issued a stay-at-home order. Oh, this concert yesterday, the Living Room Concert for America, I encourage all of you to watch it. It was amazing, right? And Elton John hosted it. He's my favorite. There's several posters of him up here. And he uses his son's keyboard to play during the concert. So yeah, I use Google News. Top stories, the US-centric news, world news, local news. So please, I would encourage you to take a few minutes a day, right? Now, if you like something like this, a case of coronavirus at Cardenas. I live right down the street from this Cardenas. It's something you should know, right? And so I would tell all your friends and family, don't go to this Cardenas for the time being, if there's a positive case of coronavirus there. And so it's really important to read the news, I think. But two, take some time during the day to call a loved one, call a friend. Just call someone in your life that you can check in on, see if they're okay, see if they need anything, and to reassure them that you're there for them. Right? So that's what I would like you to do every day. And so I've been talking for a while, but this is just, I'm going to post 2 videos every Monday. One will be sort of an introductory video, maybe on announcements, on current events, on how I'm feeling, just personal things, right? And then the second video will be the lecture, right? And so with that, I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video fairly soon. Okay. Still figuring out how to use Zoom. Stop share.